Welcome back to Comic Book Cafe, guys. I'm really excited this time around. We're reviewing Godzilla Oblivion #1. I'm a big Godzilla fan, obviously. Godzilla, pop Godzilla figure. Godzilla is one of my favorite monsters of all time. So the premise of Godzilla Oblivion 1 is rather a simplistic premise. Overall, it is a world that is basically monsterless, okay? With these type of monsters, Dr. Talbot ends up, him and his team end up creating a device that would allow them to teleport to an alternate Earth. So here's how it goes. So Mr. Talbot, his team develops this thing. Miss Yamada, who's clearly part of the people who pay a lot of money for him to create this device, once they know it's ready, they immediately want to use it. He wants to test everything else. They say, no, we paid you for what we do. Prove it. Basically you'll figure it out on the fly. They have a big argument, but you'll figure it out on the fly. We're gonna go test it out. And realizing they turn on and it's alternate Earth. So the team, Mr. Yamada and the team are going to go, and they make Dr. Talbot go with them. And so they go. And they end up going to a world ruled by monsters, where all hope is gone, the world's been destroyed, where Godzilla reigns supreme. But it's not what you think it is when you think of Godzilla. So they go there, and they see the city is just leveled, destroyed, messed up to the rat. And all of a sudden they thought the CGI rat, they fire at it, and it finds out to be small rodans. Well, bigger than humans, but still small rodans. And they're firing at him stuff, and all of a sudden they hear, civilians, get out of the way, what are you doing here? And then Mecha Godzilla shows up. And Mecha Godzilla is fighting these rodans, and they run, and these team runs away, because that's all they can do, they don't want to die. And then they run into the military of this world, who's fighting him, and they take him in a truck. And when they tell him we don't know this stuff, like, how do you not know this stuff? What's going on? They make him put glasses on, him take it off, and basically they tell him the story that, basically 10 years ago these creatures appeared, and so did he, meaning Godzilla. And Godzilla showed up, and Godzilla's basically keeps them in check, keeps their size down, keeps their strength down, keeps them in check, and they do whatever he wants to keep him happy. And you see Godzilla near their place where they're at, and they realize this is a mistake. They got to get out of here. This team realizes we got to get out of here. We got to go. So they basically don't want you. They pull a gun on the military guy to drive him back. You see like rodans fighting caterpillars, Mothras, like they're fighting each other. Baby Mothras are fighting, small rodents are fighting each other and stuff. And then King Ghidorah shows up. Not as big as we know him, but King Ghidorah shows up as they're trying to go back to he's in the way of the portal, and they're worried, oh great, he better not go through the portal. Like, you can't have this thing go through the portal. So they get through the portal. It's following them. They're trying to shut it down, and they can't. Eventually they lose power, and it restarts, and it comes back up again, and there's King Ghidorah right there in their Earth. Now, the premise of this book, they say it's a baby version of the monster, so in a monstrous world, so that's the setup to the series. Godzilla Oblivion issue #1. The question about Godzilla Oblivion is it going to be where maybe they find and awake their Godzilla in this world, or do they got to go back to that world and bring that Godzilla over, right? A lot of unanswered questions. Again, not a bad book, again, when you're dealing with the fact they went to the alternate reality, saw how bad it was, and they realized they need to get out of there. Unfortunately, when they come back, they bring a monster with them. And that sets up, obviously, the story in the next issue and stuff. Overall, a decent story. Again, if you're a Godzilla fan and have not gotten into any of the Godzilla books, this is a great way to jump in to see where it goes. There are plenty of other Godzilla older books if you want to see Godzilla just fight. King of Monsters and others. But again, it was an interesting start that it is a book that you see Godzilla in the alternate dimension, Earth, but not the one here. Kind of reminds me more of the older one. Again, not exactly, but somewhat. The artwork is great in this book. Again, it's a starting to a book series. So this was all set up for future issues, and that's exactly what it was. Again, you can jump easily in this book. This is, not going to be the greatest book, but it's a great start. If you love artwork and shows the Godzilla monsters like Mothra and Rodan and King Ghidorah, then you won't be disappointed. Anyway, if you love Godzilla, this is obviously a must-have book. If you're thinking about getting into it, this would be a good one to get into because it's just starting off. Anyway, Thanks for watching, like always, guys. What do you guys think of Godzilla Oblivion 1? What are you hoping out of the series? Like, where are you hoping they're going with this series? Like, okay, so they brought this King Ghidorah over. Where are they going? Where are you hoping that they go? And all that. Because, again, they've taken chances with Godzilla. They did Godzilla Goes to Hell, which started off really strong, but kind of ended weak for me in a way. Ended with the predictable ending, kind of, at the end, which kind of, there's only so many endings you have. It's clear that Godzilla cannot die at the end of that. So, anyway. A lot of your guys' opinions, like always, and I'll do another review soon.